So the two we just did, a was 1, meaning that x squared out front was just x squared. B was greater than 0. Okay, that's why it was plus something. And C was greater than 0. The one I'm about to show you, A is still going to be 1. This time B is going to be less than 0, so it's going to be a minus or a negative. And this will still be a plus. Tomorrow we'll deal with this being a minus. All right. So let's look at x squared minus 15x plus 14. All right, so again, the process will be exactly the same. We're going to look for two numbers that add to give us this middle number and multiply to give us that end number. So what two numbers add to give us negative 15? And you can ignore the negative right now. What two numbers add to give us 15 and multiply to give us 14? 14 and 1. Yep. 14 times 1 is 14. And 14 times 1 is, or 14 plus 1 is 15. Now, they need to be negative because this is minus. So this is negative 14 times negative 1 is negative 15. I'm sorry, plus. And negative 14 times negative 1 is positive 14.
Yes.
Negative 14 plus negative 1 is negative 15. And negative 14 times negative 1 is positive 14. Yeah. All right, so hey, this is not the answer. So our answer is x minus 14 and x minus 1. And if you FOILed this out, you get back to here. One more. Are we ready? Can I erase? Someone say no? Perfect. I don't like to erase unless I know someone needs to copy it. Makes me feel better. X squared minus 20 20x plus 99. Boom. Okay. All right. Now, before you yell it out, if you know it right away and you go straight to the factor, I'm not gonna be happy. I want to see this middle step for now. This. I want to see this. This shows me you understand. Look, when you do like the question and then the answer, it doesn't look good. You're also probably cheating.
Okay, good.
So, this middle step tells me you know what you're doing, at least, sort of. All right, so what are the two numbers?
9 and 11.
9 and 11. No. Negative 9, negative 11. Yeah, I know. We're recording.
We can hear what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the answer is what?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So will there ever be questions in which you can't actually express the amount?
Yes. Those are called prime, unfactorables. Also, will there be questions when one of these will be a plus and one of these will be a minus? Yes. And what do you anticipate that will look like as far as the trinomial?
Negative.
C is going to be negative. So these could be different signs. C is not always going to be negative, and we'll talk about that tomorrow.
What if it's like double?
Actually, yes, C will always be negative when they're different signs.
What if it's like double negative? What if
This is a double negative. It becomes
the
positive.
first two are actually both negative?
This?
Up.
This?
Up.
this,
Yeah, what if they're both negative?
this negative and negative,
Yeah.
that means, well, we'll talk about it tomorrow. You guys are getting ahead of us, but that's all right. This means that you'll need to multiply two numbers to get a negative number. So that means one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative, right? And you're going to need to add them to get a negative number, which means that there needs to be, the bigger number has to be negative.